I was watching a video the other day here on the Tube, an interview conducted by Reason TV with Camille Paisley, a cultural critic. Yeah, very animated. She talks way too fast. Yeah. Anyway, she said at some point during the back and forth that Western civilization is in decline. I think I've heard her make this claim several times before, where there's all this decadence, gays, transgenderism, tolerance and acceptance of this and that. It's a sign of decline. That's the basic gist of what she says. And she points to a couple of historical parallels or examples, whatever. Okay, so admittedly, I'm not a learned scholar. I've never been to university. I have read some of the classics, though. Yeah, I've read Homer's Odyssey, Plato's Republic. I like Socrates. Plato, not so much. Not a fan of Aristotle either. Yeah. I like to think I have a fair grasp on the history of Western civilization. Yeah. It's all very interesting stuff. There are various interpretations of what constitutes Western civilization. Let's say Western civilization is that which exists today in Europe and North America and elsewhere. A civilization influenced by the ancient Greeks, of course, heavily influenced by Christianity, birthplace of the Renaissance, birthplace of the Industrial Revolution. A civilization steeped in glory, bathed in blood, dragging its plows over the bones of the dead. Yeah. Civilization in the West, as in the East, will last as long as it can. Doom and gloom mongers can talk all the shit they want. The world has changed so much in the past 2 centuries. Yeah. The Industrial Revolution, it rolls on. If you think about it, a person of a mere 100 years ago would have found it very difficult to imagine the world of 2015. Would find it very difficult, I should say. Yeah. I do understand where people are coming from when they say humanity's technological achievements and increased wealth have brought many benefits, but there are also huge dangers. Self-destruction is a real possibility. The same applies to other civilizations, not just the so-called West. Some people, though, they love using the word decadence, don't they? Yeah. Look at all these druggies and prostitutes and fat people and the breakdown of the family unit and the loss of traditional moral standards. You're going to get these doom mongers coming out of the woodwork, pointing the finger, as I've seen in a number of forums, and I've heard it expressed on the radio too. Some are convinced Western civilization is in steep decline, has been for many decades, and is in danger of imminent collapse. The West becomes almost a lazy label in many conversations I've heard. I'm pretty sure I said that on my channel a couple of years back, actually. Anyway, yeah, the finger points at the feminists, or it points at the atheists, or it points at the Jews, or the Muslims, or black people, or immigrants in general. Or maybe in turn, all of these groups have the finger pointed at them. Yeah. They all somehow play their part in bringing down the West. Yeah. Imperial powers in the West and in the East have risen and fallen throughout history. My homeland, yep. Britain, once the most powerful nation in the world, and yes, it did decline. But Britain didn't fall to pieces or collapse. No, it's still here, economically and in terms of political influence. On the world stage, Britain still packs quite a punch, so to speak. So countries go through ups and downs. Yeah, sometimes civilizations do collapse or they are destroyed. It happens. Doommongers on the other side of the North Atlantic in the United States have been predicting the imminent collapse of America. Yeah. The United States, easily the most powerful country that's ever existed. I'm not convinced it's in danger of imminent collapse or self-destruction as a nation. But their empire, as we know, all empires, they fall in the end. Yeah. But I have a feeling that the US will outlive its empire and carry on as a nation. As far as Europe goes, Europe is still here. I'm happy to report, yep. And European influence is still felt the world over. Europe is not dead. It's very important that we learn our history, understand where we came from, but we shouldn't live in the past. We should be living in the present with a mind's eye on the future. You know, great things can still happen here, in this part of the world. Yeah. History is not over, as some have suggested. As for the title question, it's not an easy one to answer, is it? It should be a question which stimulates thought and research, contemplation. I'd be interested to hear what the audience thinks, what you, the viewer, thinks. As always, feel free to say your piece. Is Western civilization in decline? I'll be sure to read what you have to say. That being said, I will see you later, folks. Take it easy. Peace.